The Showmaker LeBlanc angle. He's just going to play this mage matchup in mid. He's got so much mobility, and with the LeBlanc plus the Lee Sin here, you just run circles around this immobile play.
That's how he survives the matchup, Wolf. I think that's canon. I think that's how that one goes.
Okay,
as he's
well,
not managing to split this one.
no.
Is just going to get cut in half.
And make an impact here, and Sylvie will be able to get the Dragon. He had a control ward on this earlier, so has full information, also knows he's unseen, but it's a very clear handshake between these two junglers in terms of what objectives they are going to get. Yep. Ocean into Cloud means decent chances this could be.
Soul, baby.
Nah.
Maybe it's because I was working with him for the last 3 days in a row. And
he's good at it.
Yeah, he's good at being more subtle about it, though. As Kingen not finding that trade necessarily, as ulti comes through from aiming here on the bottom side. Killer Instinct defensively from Jiwoo, who gets back to a decent position. Good slowdown here from aiming, who's getting a lot of value from this electricity. And there's the flash forward, gets the pulverized mini stun into the wall there as Guga looks to try and turn it, and Jiwoo is going to take down Kellen. Burstfire's need to land aiming. They've got a ward in that brush, and the barrier is going to get utilized. Aiming's cleanse does nothing, and Jiwoo flashes behind him. It's a 2-for-1 in the bottom lane as the equalizer comes down, and Lucid's going to get punished. DPlus, what's going on? Just put it down. He just put it down. As now Jiwoo is going to get punished. They call in the cavalry. Lucid says, all right, well, you got some summoner spells, guys, so let's just go with Worth. They do manage to even the scoreline. Guga is just trying to walk his way out, gets the Eclipse back, but I don't know whether it's going to be enough here. No flash available as aiming dashes in, picks up the kill.
Side.
Yeah, it's okay. There's the chains connecting onto Guga. He's going to go in, but it's a great distortion timing there to make sure that Showmaker's going to make it out. Those are difficult to do. Leona has a tendency to just follow you wherever you go. Does make it over the wall. Still going to be a grub going over to Sylvie at least. We'll see whether they can get the rest of them as Lucid is here, wanting to collect 5. Safeguards over to Kellen. And now with Dundun on that inside track, they've got an equalizer coming down, though. This is so dangerous as Guga chained up and will now get taken down. Does land a decent solar flip. There's no one else there. That is going to be King and collect
3,000 here. Sylvie may even be denied on this Dragon. 50-50.
Yeah, and that is going to be Sylvie locking it down. Lucid was just holding position. There's the kick over the wall. Oh, no! Oh, that was so weird. They just trade positions about 11 different times, and Sylvie gets out. That was just miscommunication between the two of them. Very cute there from Lucid, but ultimately made things worse for this one.
Yep, it's 100% his fault. Fisher.
Yeah, and there's the flash in. It's an angry cow. And aiming is going to be able to pick up his...
Dragon DPlus were able to capitalize on the fact that they were able to put Nongshim low, force them to retreat, and there was no peel, no answer for the 3-man dive set up onto Fisher, who's left all alone. The immobile way, we talked about it in the draft, is just really going to struggle into a draft like what DPlus has, especially with Zeri having this big of a lead.
Getting a little bit dicey there, Wolf. Yeah, 4,000 gold is the lead. It's kind of nuts. Yeah, Jiwoo is now going to get ulted on here by aiming. Killer Instinct comes in. Can he actually get it? He finds the 1v1 as the Ignite will pick up the kill here for Kellen. Yeah.
Call an ambulance, but not for me!
Except that he died to fire at the end.
Yeah, but ultimately, he's making plays while his team is behind.
Look at those empowered autos, by the way. As Dundun's getting cut down, Guga is on a flank angle, but Kellen's here as well. Equalizer comes in, connects onto both as Solar Flare will stun up Kellen for the minute. Sylvie getting on in here, sees the ward though, and he's not going to be able to do anything about this one. Showmaker is going to take down Dundun first and see whether he can get this pesky Viego. They get to their inner turret though, and DPlus going to use this to start a siege.
Yeah, you have this false sense of security in that moment where you have the numbers advantage briefly for Nongshim, but Jiwoo was in the death chamber, he wasn't back, and there's no teleport for Fisher, so you will eventually get collapsed on by DPlus, and that's exactly what happened. He's an ice cube in the hot summer sun.
And now Guga is able to sidestep the Sonic Wave, but not able to do too much more. Double stun does come on through there. What does it mean? It means he's dead. Aiming going to lock down that kill. And now Fisher, Sylvie, and Dundun are all just getting burnt to a crisp.
They're coming at
by
us.
This Rumble as aiming. He's going to dash on in, finds the ulti. Dundun's going to get burst fired down, and it's a massacre. A double comes in for aiming. Just needs, but it's not even up yet.
Not up yet, but you know, that's aiming's comfort zone. For better or for worse, to slide into 3 people on Zeri. Even though it's not 6, it's 5 grubs enough to get the Voidlings, and DPlus are winning everywhere.
They are. The fact that they're able to siege mid-outer turret as well as have full control of this Dragon, that's the danger. As Rift Herald is going to get piloted by Guga here. Equalizer comes on down as Lucid. They're trying to push him out of this pit. Showmaker dives in though, and Jiwoo's going to get knocked up by the cow. It is going to be the secure of the dragon by Nongshim, but is this the sacrifice that costs them the game? I don't know whether it's exactly this moment that gets there, but it does get a triple kill for Kingen. As Fisher is mask now done. He really is a mask salesman, is good old Kingen. As Nongshim now going to look for Showmaker, who does want to get that distortion back off cooldown. Mimics it there as well. As you can see, Dindin, he runs really quickly. Showmaker going to get slowed down for the moment. Let's see whether he can get out. He cannot, as he is going to burn down. That is going to be the kill going over to Jiwoo. But the answer is all of Nongshim's stuff exploding.
And it's a reasonable setup here for DPlus with a 1-3-1, because you know Showmaker, if he gets collapsed on, can survive for so long. Kingen's already shown what he can do if they try to kill him.
I mean, this is the answer, right? Like, they absolutely wanted that. They're like, Showmaker, buy as much time as you possibly can.
And now they're getting inhibitor turrets.
Well, Solarflare getting a slow onto Lucid. Safeguards his way out. Kellen going to tank the ulti from the way. Throws down his ult himself. That is going to be a lot of cross equalizers, the Hui version as well as Kingen's. DPlus going to say, all right, we'll get out of here. And they've done a lot of damage to the inhibitor turret already. Snare is going to connect. A decent layering of damage onto aiming. Beware of the dog signs everywhere, stuff like that. Please leave it alone as Showmaker takes an auto or two. Solarflare does come on through here. Showmaker is just dead. That is going to be Guga locking that one down. DPlus, can they actually salvage the situation? It's not looking good for Kellen as we ask that question. Two are now dead. Aiming, skating his way out. Kingen, he does go golden. That's going to buy them some time. Aiming now behind the rest of his team. Great kick does come on through. And oh god, the wallets are too heavy. Another triple for Kingen, and Lucid finishes off Jiwoo in the end. And that's one way to win the game, DPlus.
Dindin's head on the table. Not his finest performance in the matchup. He opted into this one with the Rumble going over to DPlus, and man, he's just so fed. He's got Riftmaker, he's got Abyssal Mask, and he just kind of walks away and then burns them all to death. It looked good for Nongshim until Kingen said no, it does not. 8-0-7, perfect KDA, and DPlus take it.
They're like, it's like the rebirth of Kingen this season, because he has had some real lows. And recently...
And the Kalista instead of the Alistair, we'd see just an Ezreal lane instead here for DPlus. I think they had both prepped and ready to go. Two different sides of the coin, very different styles of playing that bottom lane, but it's going to be double 80 carry no matter what. You're going to have to set up with the Maokai for the Ezreal. Now you have insane push.
That they really started to look fellable, right? Like, this was where we really did see a renaissance, as now Kingen's in a bit of trouble. Sylvie moving on up. Let's see when the flash is going to be used, or if, and he decides to hold on to it. Felt like he was got it loud and clear. Showmaker holds on to his Buster Shot though, and yes, he loses out when it comes to the trade, but cooldowns-wise, he's kind of feeling all right. He's just now eaten, saying that he didn't have to use his ultimate. Well, just wanted to make sure he puts it on cooldown so they're on even footing.
Wanted to do something there after losing the trade with teleports both down. Could have been rough for him in the follow-up to that. Meanwhile, in the top side, we do have the grubs being taken away here by Luce. It looks like Sylvie just going to commit to the one. With no top side prio, really hard for him to contest.
Yeah, Lucid going to take that one, and Sylvie going to come in. They're going to take it in turns. It's actually kind of beautiful.
Yeah, it's sharing. Not going to commit any harder. Showmaker wanted to back there, grab a cull, so not going to be trying to collapse there, even though he did have mid-prio.
That's a whole wave. Jiwoo misses out on nice handshake there, as Jiwoo going to get flashed off of the hostile takeover. Just barely connects. As there's the Fate's Call. Sylvie in a good position though. And now the double knock-up is really good. I think Kellen understanding that he is definitely dead, and even the Pierce is going to miss. Aiming actually moving towards them. I don't know about that one, as Kellen is going to still be alive for now, but they're just staggering the backs, I guess. There we go. Jiwoo's going to be able to lock down.
Take. Sylvie's not here.
Yeah, they have full information of where Sylvie is as well, so you can see DPlus committing to this one. They would be able to take that one down. Another Chemtech Soul. Wow. Someone's got to talk to Orcs, but it's okay, I guess. We'll have to forgive him. I assume he's sitting on the couch this time. Like, surely he's there this time. He would never do it to us twice in a row.
No, certainly not. Not a chance.
And we wouldn't out him as well, I don't think. I don't think that G-Sun or production would. Game as Kingen just flashing. Dindin looking for the all-out opportunity. He'll find it as Sylvie, he's making his way up, and I think Kingen has gotten that bad news again. He's trying to hop around. It does not.
0 in this game, and Dundun is just sitting pretty on this lane. Like, he's absolutely having a great time. Now, obviously down here, everything's in shambles, and that's kind of still been the story of this game. But if you look at the gold here, Nongshim really trying to abuse the fact that Tristana is not here. Fisher has ult.
He is rotating up. There's the Nature's Grasp. Over the wall goes Lucid, and immediately he flashes back. Fate's Call comes in. Decent hostile takeover, but Jiwoo is kind of okay. Just over the wall. Kellen now getting in there. Emperor's Divide onto 3, but it's a double. Just straight out of nowhere. Still, it's going to be the Rift Herald secured by Jiwoo, who's in a really weird spot. Dundun turns up. He is an absolute raid boss, as Lucid and Kingen are trying to deal with Azeri, and they will be successful. Aiming, not so much. Did he get any of those kills? First turret here for Nongshim.
Yeah, that's
getting out that turret score.
That's, you know, essentially they're looking for.
I don't think they're going to be losing an inner, but this outer turret is well and truly dead. And Kingen now with it. Does manage to buffer the anti-CC. Kellen flash handshake, doesn't quite get there as Lucid on that flank angle. Twisted advance to try and buy him some space. Hostile takeover to save the tree, and Guga goes down. Dundun, he's gonna try and be a hero. He goes all out into the death chain.
He's already got his Flicker Blade online, and the man just does insane damage to turrets. Tristana kind of does.
And that is... it's been a little bit of a problem. Sylvie, though, is still going to be able to find Kellen here, who does complete a Warmogs and tries to bail himself out, and it does absolutely nothing. So considering DK not able to get over here, though, so Nongshim just going to grab their first dragon of the game.
Find an angle, he's just going to TP right onto it.
I mean, this is going down so incredibly quickly. Nature's Grasp going to be used here, and so can they actually do anything? No, they can't. The control of the pit is just too high for this Maokai composition. And DK, it's highway robbery.
Yeah, and it's also the Baron pit that has the bowling alley.
Yeah. Bowling alley Baron, actually ridiculous for the Maokai. You're absolutely right. It's Guga. Oh dear, he's just going to explode. Hostile takeover comes in, doesn't really get too much done, but Nongshim still find themselves in a really awkward position. All out takes Dundun like to 1,000,000 kilometers away, and he just gets thrown into a wall and taken down. But that was not the journey.
Both of his deaths have been him kind of alone trying to make a play, but his team had already lost the fight. And I think they've lost the war now, Atlas says.
Yeah.
This is looking like this is going to be the beginning of the end here. It's only a 4
the Red Bull Baron power play.
Dangerous.
Sylvie in the mist. There's a flash forward from Kellen. He finds a handshake onto Guga, who puts out the quickness and is immediately taken over hostilely. And I don't think Sylvie's getting out of this one. There's going to be the chain CC. Twisted advance just to continue the fight. They take down the tree, but the buster shot is too powerful. And aiming quickly, flash in, get the rend. There it is, 2,000 kills. As DPlus at least managed to get him that before they end the game. That's going to be the ace, and that should be the end.
There it is. Aiming gets the last lap, the final kill, the cherry on top of a dominant performance the DPlus fans were hoping for today. Sure, a bit shaky in some of the fourth plays early, but they had map control from start to finish, and Nongshim looked a little bit lost in this one. A clean 2-0 for DPlus, their 4th win of the season.
You know, he has some champions that don't work for him, and he has some champions that work very well. And when he sticks to the ones that work well, like when he got player of the split last year on KT, it was about him playing the Kai'Sa, you know, and just so many games in a row was on the Kai'Sa, and it worked really well. Zeri's working for him. I don't think the Callisto was as good in this game, but when he's on his key picks, that's when he pops off the most, so keep him on them.
All right, as you can see, we are doing a little tap and dance while we get the translations ready from Deer with the POGs. Let's flip to the opposite side on Nongshim. A player that I wanted to see more out of was Sylvie, and I felt like he got stuffed a little bit today here.
I think Sylvie's first game was very good. To me, I think that Fisher actually is individually, even though he has had some laning struggles, I think individually he is actually better than both Calmy and Fiesta. I just think the team looks so disjointed. And what Guga was supposed to come in and fix, we just haven't seen. Like the shot calling and the cohesiveness as a team.
All right, well, let's see if Nongshim will be able to get themselves back together later on this week. But for now, we have our interview translations with Deer. Deer, take it away.
Thank you very much, guys. This is Deer for the POG interview translation, joined by Kingen and Lucid on the side of DPlus Kia, who just defeated Nongshim Red Force. Congratulations!
네, 킹겐 선수 첫 POG와 함께 LCK
Kingen, this is your first POG, along with 400 total LCK games played by you. How do you feel?
400전 달성하는 날에 얻게 돼서
Being able
너무
to get
두 배로 기쁜 것 같고요.
POG on the day I
오늘
reached
좀
my
깔끔한
400th
경기력으로 이겼다고
LCK games
생각해서
makes
그
me really
정도 되게
happy,
마음에 드는 것
and it
같아요.
makes me feel like I was able to finish
루시드
this
선수
match off
POG
with a clean
500점으로
gameplay,
단독
which makes me
1위에
even
또
happier.
오르셨습니다. 소감 어떠신가요?
And listen, now you are at 500 POG points, taking the sole first place. How do you feel?
거기에 1위라는 거
Honestly, I feel like this title is quite
네,
heavy,
겸손한 모습
and I really want
보여주셨습니다.
to
기대하도록 하겠습니다.
keep on
킹겐 선수
practicing
1세트에
to the point where I deserve this
럼블을
title.
활약이 정말 좋았습니다. 룬을
And Kingen, in
선택하는
game
공격에
1, your
그
Rumble
전략까지
gameplay
들면서
was
부자
on
럼블
point.
트리를 만들어내셨는데
And for your
라인전에서
runes,
사실
you
힘든
took
부분도
first
있었을
strike,
것
cashback,
같아요.
and
어떻게
triple
꺼내게
tonic
될까요?
for the wealth build. And with it potentially making the laning phase a bit tough, how did you come up with this build? When you take first strike and cashback together, it's like hitting as if you're just constantly generating gold. So you kind of cannot not go with that. I feel like the more you play and more you attack, you're able to sort of snowball and then become even stronger in the late game. So I had to take that. And Kingen, we had an incredible highlight from you. And over here, it looks like you won this 3v1 fight. Did you expect to live right here?
이 각에서 좀 위험한 게 비에고 W밖에 없어서 좀
So the only threat here was the Viego W, and so when you have an upper hand, it's easier to pull off this sort of super play. And I feel like this is what happens when the enemy is behind and they're a little desperate to make a good play. And so, as a jungler, Lucid, is it comforting to have a top laner like Kingen?
제 실수까지 다 덮어주면서
Yeah, although I made some mistakes, Kingen was able to play really well, which covered all my mistakes. So yeah, he's so reliable. And Lucid, as a Maokai, you full cleared a jungle, counter jungled, and had full control over your Krugs. And so your jungle pathing was so clean. How is the Maokai able to pressure the Viego so much?
약간 상대 동선에 따라서
I feel like being
움직이는 것
able
같은데
to
상대
see that
동선을 봤을 때 제가
my team is winning and being able to track the enemy jungle
할 수도 있겠다라는 생각이 들어서
allows me
했었던 것 같습니다.
to steal the enemy raptors, and being able to pressure a lot through my solo laners actually allows me to accomplish a lot. And listen, with your signature picks being aggressive champions, you really proved your flexibility with your Maokai plays. How does it feel?
마오카이의 서러움을 한번 풀고 싶었는데 그게 오늘이 된 것 같아서 되게
You know, I've always wanted to play Maokai, and I think being able to play him today makes me feel great. And so what are you most satisfied with today? I guess I was being targeted at bot first, and I survived, and I think that's the part that I think I did pretty well today. And with DPlus Kia's incredible gameplay, did you know your fans have been calling you the new Neo DPlus Kia? What are your thoughts? I actually knew that there was a meme like that. And in the end, we have that nickname ultimately because we have been playing so well. I guess being able to acquire such nicknames is honestly it just means that we're doing something good, and I hope that we can continue getting those kind of nicknames and live up to it. And Lucid, what about you? Yeah, I was aware. I'm very grateful. I think it's a great nickname. And with aiming in game 2, killing Dindin's Kazante as Kalista, he has reached 2,000 kills in the LCK. Would you like to congratulate him? Congratulations on the 2,000 kill aiming.
앞으로 더 좋은 기록 같이 세워 나갔으면 좋겠고 오늘
And I hope that in the future we're able to reach even bigger milestones together. I'm very thankful to you. Thanks. And Lucid,
바람이 형은 뭐 2,000킬 축하하고 성훈이 형도 400전 축하하고 오래오래
congratulations
같이
on
했으면 좋겠어.
2,000 kills aiming, and congratulations on 400 total LCK games. Kingen, I hope that we can play together for a very long time. And you will be up against Kwangdong Freaks next. Let's hear your
정말
resolutions.
최근
Kingen,
경기력이 심상치 않더라고요. 그래서 정말
I know that they've been playing really well
하면서
lately,
준비할 것
so
같고,
I think we just have
그렇다고
to
뭔가 저희가
be on our toes. We
하는 그런 게 아닌 정말
need to
과감한
make sure that
플레이로
we're our guards
좋은
not
경기력으로
down.
이겨내고
We want to
싶고
make sure that we're
저희가
not
이제
playing
좀
too timidly.
아래로 보내드릴
Make
때가
sure
되지
that we're
않았나.
playing boldly. And I think it's time for us to send you to the bottom of the ladder. And Lucid.
광동을 스프링 때 한 번도 이기지 못했는데 꼭
We weren't able to win against Kwangdong in spring, so
다음 경기 때는 꼭
we've always been
복수할 수
thinking
있도록 열심히
we want
준비
to
잘하겠습니다.
get our revenge. So we'll make sure that we are able to get our revenge in the next match. That's the end of the interview from Kingen and Lucid from DPlus Kia, and back to the space. Thank you.
Thank you very much, dear, for that translation. Again, 400 games here for Kingen, 2,000 kills, and some smack talk there for